Porsche, a brand name that has been synonymous with reliability, performance and practicality. They have been the pinnacle of enthusiasm for all the petrolheads. But just like the spectacle of light which can dazzle the eyes, the Porsche has taken the electrifying route to keep up with the mobility transformation and introduce the Taycan. The word Taycan is taken from two Turkish words that translate the soul of a spirited horse. In this case, electrified ones. It's time to tame some. It feels exactly like 911. Right wing 2.2 tons, and it drives totally like a beast, which turns out 408 humongous horsepower at launch control and otherwise 326 horsepower and 345 Nm of torque. But let me pull over and show you the interior. I think it's the best time to be an EV designer because since there's no engine, you can take a scalpel, you can take your tools and draw your creativity out of your gut. Look at this. This has been completely scooped out, very road-hugging silhouette with these two character lines and a Porsche logo right in the center, screams of all the tension and the DNA of Porsche, of course. These are 4-point LED matrix headlights, something again from the future. It's called the air curtains. The Porsche calls it air curtains, essentially air intakes, makes it look more aerodynamic. Even these tires are 20-inch aero turbo tires with 6-piston fixed calipers and look something completely futuristic. Interesting thing, this cost a bomb, but you can just swipe your card and get a charging bay out of it. It looks so cool, you know. It's so playful. The rear might remind you of Panamera, but the design completely looks something out of a science fiction book. Look at this Porsche logo in 3D, in glass, integrated inside the LED strip. Come on, this is next level designing, you know. And they've given us a small button here, which you press to open the boot, which slides out just like a folding smartphone. And you get a spare space-saving tire plus a charging cable, which pretty much takes up the space also. For a 4-door, 4-seater sports car, the legroom is pretty decent, though I would never spend any minute in this, but still. They've also scooped out the battery to give you a more resting space for your leg, which really is a very smart move. The window panes don't go down completely, of course, but the exciting space is the front. This Porsche Taycan is based on the Volkswagen Group German platform, apparently that also houses the Audi e-tron GT, which I drove a few months back. The link is in the description and on the pop-up icon just in case you want to review that. There are a lot of similarities and differences between the e-tron GT and the Taycan, but we'll not get there. It gets the 79.3 kilowatt battery. Interestingly, the Taycan comes in an 800 volt battery technology instead of the usual 400 volt battery technology. Now what it does is that it gives you a higher drive performance, it gives you a lesser charging cycle, it also has less of charging cross-section cables, and which overall reduces the weight of the car and gives you a much higher output. So supposing if you're going to charge it on a 278 DC charging, it will give you a very fast charging cycle of 20 minutes. In India, we don't have that. In UK, you only have 4 of that. So we are, the infrastructure has to really catch up. But yeah, that's what it does. I'll tell you some quirky things. It has 6 memory functions and even the AC settings can be customizable. Now, I don't know any other car which can do that. Even the chassis setting can be customizable. For everything, it's customizable. You have to just remember that you have to start the recuperation manually, otherwise it's not automatically recuperating. So that's something that you have to put it on when you think the range has dropped. Let me show you a real life quick demo of a recuperation. As I'm speeding up right now, this blue indicator is a sign of speeding up. And the moment I lift my leg from the accelerator, it comes down. The green light is basically when the recuperation is happening. I'm also braking right now. So you can see the bar is going up. That's how pretty much recuperation is happening while you are driving. It's a car that you can really go anywhere and do anything with. Even in spite of having a very low ground clearance, you can set your chassis to a medium level, and then when you do the air suspension on your upward position, it can really glide over anything. So we have 4 digital screens here. This one in the front of the driver is a curved display. It looks very cool. It gives you all the information while you're driving. Then there's one on the center console. There's one for the co-passenger, which basically gives you all the information that is there on the central console. So supposing you can put your navigation here, and you can maybe put music here, you can fiddle with the music here. There's one by your left hand side, which is basically AC controls. Now this one is haptic. Now you have 4 good screens. This one, by the way, is an optional. You have to pay additional money for that. Yeah. The steering of the Porsche is so precise that you can literally feel the tire in your hand. You can literally feel the road in your hand, because with one touch you can just maneuver the car the way you want to do it. Since it's an EV and there's no engine, all sorts of nuisance noise will come into the cabin. You'll hear the tire noise, you'll hear everything from the outside. Yes, that you can't help. Whether you like the Taycan or not, it's all taken. Yes, it's all sold out. One of my very good friend has bought it and is getting the delivery in June. And he's added a lot of options to that, not too much, but he's getting the 4S model. And on road in Mumbai it's coming to 1.9 because there's no road tracks. But of course he's taken the added battery also. So it would cost you, a decent spec car would cost you 1.9. We've dropped the configuration link for you to configure your own Taycan and check for yourself how much it will cost with all the options. Rate this over the e-tron GT. What configuration would you choose if you had to buy? Future is silent, but incredibly fast to massage your driving senses. My hunger to keep on driving this Taycan will continuously go on, but it needs to be charged to keep its game on. And the EV game has already begun.